Shalom friends, Shavua Tov. We are very happy to be here with you to start a new week. And today we would like to start with verses from Deuteronomy chapter 11. The description of water, of rain, what is the difference between Egypt and the Promised Land. But of course it's not so much about water, but how we live a concept of living in Egypt and concept as living as free people. Let's see. Here, I'm reading here in Hebrew. This is Deuteronomy chapter 11, verses 10 and 11. כי הארץ אשר אתה בא שמה לרשתה, לא כארץ מצרים היא. We shall focus about this word later when we shall write. אשר יצאתם משם, אשר תזרע את זרעך וישקט ברגליך כגן הירק. Let's make it a bit here. 75-90%. Yes. כי הארץ, the land or the will, אשר אתה בא שמה לרשתה, that you're coming there to inherit. לא כארץ מצרים היא. The will here is, let's focus a bit about it here. I bring the board. Second. Here. We shall focus on this, yes. כי הארץ אשר אתה בא שמה לרשתה, because the land or the will that you are coming there to inherit, it is not like the land or the will of Egypt that you just left there, which אשר תזרע את זרעך, you shall sow your seed and you water it with your foot like a garden of vegetables, of herbs, it says here. What is the difference between the Promised Land, and this is not again historical story, what is the difference between the perspective of the land you're coming now at the present tense, there to inherit? It is not like the land of Egypt. What is happening in the land of Egypt? Person has an idea, he has plants, and he waters the plants from the lower part in his foot, in his habits. And I would like to speak about it, because the Promised Land is what is happening now, because we are all of us now. This is not like the land of Egypt, the will of duality that you just left there, in which people are planting plants. It's like to sow a seed is to plant a plant, and we nourish or we water the plants that we have with our habits. Here, רגלך is your foot or your leg, but הרגל is also habit. Because in the land of Egypt, inside of us, in the world of duality, we make plans. And we think that our plans, the seed that we have, the idea that we have about something, and that we are nourishing by our habits, by the way that we think it's right, this is what is happening. And here Moses says, this is not the same thing. In the land of Egypt, in the land of duality, people have plans and they think that they own their plans. This is why the nourishing here comes from the foot of a man, like lowering nourishing. The foot is a very, very low part of the body. This is how a person, when he thinks that he is in control, life are happening. When we think that we are in control, we are living in the land of duality, because we think that we are in control and there is something which is under our control. So there is duality. We are in control, yes, and there's something like reality under our control, like this garden of vegetables or garden of herbs, and we are just there controlling everything. So here comes a preparation, and the preparation says, Ki haaretz asher ata ba shama lerishta. You're coming now, shama, there, but not just there physically. Shama, please pay attention, is the same letters as Moshe or Hashem. This is more just in terms, please pay attention. This is Shama. Shama here. Shin Mem He. 3, 4, 5. Yes. There. But not there as physical place. Like there. Harmonious situation. 3, 4, 5. This is Pythagoras. Triangle relation between the spirit, the matter, and the temple, or the full hand perspective. Because the will you're coming there to inherit, it is not like the land of Egypt or the will of Egypt that you came out from there. In the promised land, we are not owning the plans. We are not in control. This is a key point here. So let's move here to the next verse and see and read it here. Verse 11. והארץ אשר אתם עוברים שמה לרשתה, and the land or the will that you are there passing, there again, shama. Please pay attention, this is not a mistake. Shama again, here. To inherit, Eretz Harim Uvekaot. This is a land or a will of mountains and valleys. And here is the idea. Limtar hashamayim tishte maim. The English translated to the rain of the heavens you shall drink water. But in Hebrew we have two words for rain. There is a rain we say in English, but in Hebrew we say two words, geshem, geshem, which is like little drops, like this. Yes, geshem. Also it has to do with manifestation, hagshama. Hagshama is manifestation. And there is another word for rain, matar. Matar, mem tet resh, matar. Like the word matara, if we had add hey here as a feminine letter, this is a target. There's a target, but there's an arrow that goes to the target. So there are two kinds of rain. There is a drop rain called geshem from manifested, and there's like rain that comes like from arrows from the heavens. And here he says in verse 11, והארץ אשר אתם עוברים שמה לרשתה. You are passing there to inherit. This is a land or a will of mountains and valleys. Limtar hashamayim, to the rain of the heavens in English, but in Hebrew, matar is a targeted rain. This is a targeted rain. You will drink water. So in the promised land, there is a targeted rain, not just drops of rain like in a manifestation, but this is a targeted water. Why? Because here we have this very unique combination of Metar HaShamayim, targeted water, because Shamayim is a composition, heavens, of Esh and Mayim. Esh is fire of the soul, and water is the manifestation in time and space. So here there's a promise, Limtar HaShamayim. There is a target of what? Of fire, Esh, Umayim, soul and body, which is connected to the soul. And this is the water that you shall drink. Not the people make plans. We say in German that a person makes plans, but God is laughing about the plans of man. So in the promised land, or when we live life as, what is a promised land? Promised land is not somewhere geographically, but live life as they are, without trying to control them, just to be in the moment. So to be in the moment, it means that we are drinking, yes, the rain of the heavens, but the targeted rain of the heavens, because this is a composition of, again, Shamayim, Esh, Umayim, fire of the soul, which is directed specifically to the body. And this is the water that we are drinking as beings, not as people who think that they have control about their lives. Because what happens, the suffering, yes, there's just pain. People might have pain. All of us experience pain from time to time, like animals also. There's a pain. But suffering is the additional, unnecessary suffering that we add when we think that things should be different, or we have regrets about the past, or we have anxiety from the future. This is suffering. This is unnecessary stuff that the mechanical process of thinking adds to everything. So here Moses says something very simple. The promised land, or the mode of being, is simple. You will inherit mountains. Mountains, Har. This is 205, or without a 0, this is 25, square root of it, this is 5, full hand perspective. You will inherit, like the temple, the full hand perspective, the mountain, everything which is included there, and the valleys, and you will drink a targeted rain, a specifically targeted rain that fits the soul and the body, the mode of being. Yes? And this is the promised land, the mode of being, not what we think about life or what life should be according to our plans or according to what we perceive from other people or from any database. People sometimes used to look at database and think that this is life. Yeah, there is a weather report that says how many degrees going to be every day, 17 or 20 Celsius, or yes, and there is a notion that it's like spring temperature. But if people live only through database, meaning only through dry information, this is so. First of all, this is only dry information. And then what happens is the mechanical, let's say, comment that each and every one of us has when we see a dry information. There's a comment in the process of thinking against it, and then the mechanism invents a story and started unnecessarily struggle with the stupid database. And here Moses says something very interesting. You're gonna inherit a will, a situation, a mode, an excellent mode, when we're not planning everything, just living life as they are, not planning them. Because what happens is when people are planning plans, which are very detailed in chapters and so on, it doesn't happen in reality, and then they get upset or they get depressed because it doesn't happen. It does not fit. Because it is, in a way, stupidity to think that we are the landlords here, or we are the mastering of our lives and so on, or we have everything under control, because we don't. We don't. And this is the great relief that we know. It is, we did not create a system of life. We did not create ourselves. We did not create trees, the oceans, the sea, the air, what maintain this beautiful mode of living here. So we are not in charge. And only when we drop this notion that everything is in our control, or I should have do this or that, and it would be better or worse, when we drop this thought, there's a great relief coming, and we can experience happiness. Yes, as Yitzchak, the name of Isaac is to laugh and to be happy and to have joy. Why? Because we did not create all of this. This is quite simple. So let's move into see if there's a chat going on here. Hello Venus, we are very happy to see you here. Hello Zeno, Fernando, shalom, shalom, Venus, shalom, shalom. Do you have any question that you would like to ask about the text or about the painting? We did not speak yet about the painting. Let's see. So let's focus on this verse. It happened also in Genesis as well. Here, the land of Egypt, or the will of Egypt, is written with Vav, but there is, like, let's say, punctuation of Chirik, which is he. Yes, the land of Egypt is a she. This is the world of duality. Yes, is the feminine, is the manifested. This is why there is a dot here, and it doesn't, and the verse does not say who, which is masculine, or let's say the potential energy. This is the manifested. This is why there is here a chirik, because it's a she, the land of Egypt, the world of duality. Do you have any questions that you would like to? Yes, Fernando, no questions? Thank you. So now, here, this is a painting that I found today. This is a glance on Budapest. Let's make it a bit, maybe more visible. Let's see if I can make it close, get it close. Oops. Yeah, it bounced to 800%. Let's find it. Oops. Yeah. I have to find a balance here. I'm also practicing. Yes, this is 125%. Let's go like this, 150. Yeah, like 150. Oops. No, it doesn't anchor on 150. I'll try again. Yeah, I have to move the finger. Yeah. Yes. This painting is from the late 1900s and the beginning, yes, of the 20th century. Budapest is a city in Hungary, the capital city in Hungary, sitting on the Danube River. Here we see the Danube River, and we see the Budapest is divided part of, there's a two city, Buda and Pest, yes, each one is sitting on the river. And this is just an example how civilization is established next to water. And here we see the boats here, and there's a bridge. Everything is by men made. Yes, those houses, flags, the city up the hill on the other side of the river. So in a way, this is, I thought to bring it as an example of people have plans, they build, there is a life, there is civilization in the manifest that we here see. People are chilling here. Yes, I cannot make it bigger because it's like escaping for some kind of reason. Yeah, now it's better. Yes. Yes. So people had plans, engineering, building boats, and civilization. This is in a manifestation in the visible life. But Moses says, the land you're going to inherit, we are not in charge of what is happening. Something comes from heavens as a spark, as emotion, as a feeling, and this is the moment. Because our tendency is to cancel everything and to go for what we want. Because if people have plans, they have to be, let's say, in a certain location at 9 o'clock, they will do everything. They will line up or do whatever is needed to be in some place at 9 o'clock. And then, since we are moving like a target to this destination, this place, 9 o'clock, we just focus on one thing, and we're canceling all what is happening, all what is happening or being at the moment, because the thought is occupied to be there on time. There will be no traffic jam or any other problems, and people are occupying themselves already with the preparation to the meeting. So we're not being in the moment. And Moses is saying something very interesting. The land you're going to inherit is the land of mountains and valleys. There's a lot of variation. It's not like when people read the verse, they think about the land of Egypt, which is flat and being nourished, yes, by the Nile River. This is the land of Egypt is basically nourished only from the lower water of the river which is coming, and man is standing next to the river, and man is higher than the river. Therefore, man thinks that he is governing the river or so. And when people read this verse, they think about geographical description of the landscape, when Egypt is a flat land and there's the Nile River that comes and nourish everything with its waters. While the land here of Israel, there's like different landscape, there's like mountains and valleys, and there's rain because it's another geographical, let's say, landscape. But it's not about the geographical description. It's about how life is. How life is. Life as they come, they have many faces, they have many modes, they have many notions. It's not like the world of duality when everything is flat, because people have plans and nobody goes out of his square and everything is flat. This is it. Just flattening everything. There is no colors, no. Everything is known is put on paper, on documents, and the land of papers, Egypt, bureaucracy. So in the Promised Land, it's a completely different life mode, and this is what Moses promised. Another fact is that the river that nourishes Egypt is called Nile River, and then Nile, which is nourishing Egypt. It sounds like denial, because what nourishes the world of duality, or the sense that we are in control, is the denial. In each and every one of us, there is a mechanism of denial. It is installed in us. We have no control. In each, and this is how all humans are built, that there's a mechanism of denial in all of us that prevents from us to see that we are not in control. This mechanism is called thought. Yes? Since, yes, man is capable, human are capable of thinking, with this come also a bug, and we cannot debug it. It brings us a sense of control. And this is, in a way, a mechanism of denial that all of us have, and this is what nourishes us in Egypt. Please pay attention. Denial, the ability to think, and they immediately fall into Egypt in us, because once the thought is happening, yes, we think that if I could do that, and so if I would be there, we are in a way denying, in denial, that their life are happening from the source that knows everything, and we think that we are the landlords, and we are denying the source of life. Yes, and then we live in all kinds of modes, like in anxiety and stress and unnecessary suffering, because we deny, we just deny the source of life in us. So this was a little example of how we can catch ourselves, yes, when we fall, because it happens during the day many times, that we are falling into this mode of thinking, and whoop, and down to Egypt by the river of the Nile. Yes, Fernando, mountains can be related to the spirit, to the high places, to metaphysical, the mind, and the valley, yes, to the soul. The relationship with the friends, nature, music, and heart. Excellent. Yes, excellent, Fernando, excellent. The Promised Land is the conjunctive between both. Yes, yes. Excellent, Fernando. Yes, the mountains, the spirit. Excellent. There's different variation. Not everything is flat. The flat comes from when people living all the time the same day. People go to their offices in the same time. Yes, 8, 9, they come at 5 o'clock, they eat dinner, everything is the same. This is like flat flat land or flat life. Nothing happens because there is no relation to what is happening in the moment. Everything already had been decided and everything is dead. Just everything is just flat. And whatever comes is, I'm doing it. This is why the flower is growing, because I'm watering the garden. No, the flower has like in it this mechanism, biological setup that it will grow against the light of the sun, being nourished by water, not because you water the flower, because this is how life is going here. This is it. We are not the doers here, and this is the great relief for all suffering. We are not the doers. Do you have any more questions or things that you would like to say, to share, or to ask before we sum up this stream today? Anything on your mind? Anything that you experienced this last weekend and you would like to share? You're most welcome to share. Hello, hello, shalom, shalom, Jeff. Hello. Please pay attention to the land that you're coming there. Yes. Now, Shama has the same, yes, relation of 3, 4, 5. This is a beautiful relation between spirit, matter, and the potential. Shama there. Shama. Three, four. This is Pythagoras triangle. Shama is there. There. O Moshe. This is the name of Moses. O Hashem. Speaking with reason, yes? Reason is with words, with names. So when we decode, this is 5, this is 303, this is 4. So there is harmonious relation between the spirit, 3, matter, and the temple, the full hand perspective, or the father, mother, and the child. This is the meaning of Shama. Yes? Because, as we know, once we put this, it fits. 3 in the power of 2 is 9 plus 16. This is the 25. Yes, and we say mountain, ha, mountain. 205 without the 0, this is 25, and there we have it here. This is the mountain or Temple Mount, or whether this is the promise, because the Temple Mount, or the sense of ideas, music, the sense of freedom, is not coming from here. It is beyond our ability to perceive, because we are capable of only perceiving moment by moment. We can only live day by day, hour by the hour. We cannot make grand plans because we don't know what is the target of our life, because we did not create our life. We did not put the note, yes, on our birth. This child is going to go through this like a missile. It has a destination. So we did not do all of it. So we don't know many things, though we believe we know a lot, and we think and we calculate, we know nothing. And with this notion of nothing, I do hope that we can live humbly in happiness. Not happiness that shouts there on the streets, but in the heart. that has a gratitude for life and are being here only for a little moment. We are only here for a little moment, and those moments here are very, very precious. And they are more precious when we share them together. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Fernando. Shemen, that's true. Shemen also. Shemen oil. Yes, thank you, Fernando. Shemen oil. And Shamaim as well. Yes. Shemen oil has 3, 4, and 5. Shemen also has the value of 390, and also Shamaim. Shamaim, heavens. So in a hidden way, everything fits. Thank you so much for being here today. And I do hope that we shall continue to stream regularly. This is a part of the Discord conversations. Discord conversations are happening every Monday and Thursday at 4 o'clock Israel time. And this is conversations without text or painting, just conversations about concepts. And I hope that during the other days of the week we could do a constant streaming. If you have any requests, if you have any questions about thoughts about verses of the Bible, please feel free to share with us your thoughts and your questions. We shall be delighted to hear your thoughts, to hear your questions. If you have questions about poetry, about paintings and art, about a book that you have read and you have an idea about it, please feel free to share with us your thoughts, and we shall be happy here, and we shall be delighted to stream whatever comes. So, dear friends, we would like to say to you goodbye, shalom, and wish you the best. Lovely week to all.